Hi. So today we'll discuss about how to do the HTML email setup or the send email setup from the engagement form. So as we all know that first what we need to do is we need to log in through our login credentials in our portal. Once we log in through our login credentials in the NeoDove portal, the first screen that we come across is a screen. This is a dashboard that we call where we will get the complete overview of our account. Now, so firstly, what we need to do is we just need to see that where is the email setup option is, and then accordingly, I'll just explain that how to do the setup. So initially, we need to go to the pipeline. We can select any of the particular pipeline. Let's say it's a reminder pipeline. So within this reminder pipeline, there are a couple of campaigns on the right hand side. So we can go any of the campaign. Let's say it's a Suleka campaign. In this particular campaign, there's an action button. We need to go to the action button, and then there's an engagement form, the second option that we can see. We need to click on this engagement form option, and then this particular screen is coming. In this particular screen, at the left hand side and the bottom, there is an option called send email. So once we select this option and drag and drop to the right hand side, we can see that this is a particular format is coming. So basically this engagement form is basically the questionnaire. So questionnaire, in this particular questionnaire, we have this option called send message and send email. And the send message can be triggered from SMS, WhatsApp, and email. But this particular send email option is basically the option from where we can do the setup, whatever the content that will set it up over here, it can get triggered from a centralized email ID for all the users across this particular campaign. So here, as we can see, this is a particular format. And what we need to do is here, I can just put anyone in CC, I can put anyone in BCC as well, and I can select the subject. Okay. Now, after that, in this particular, at the bottom, hi contact name, thanks for getting in touch with us. The contact name and the username, as we can see, that this is the same as in the send message format, send message part as well. So underscore is there, double bracket is there. So this is basically the variable. It will automatically fetch the details from the database. And here, the thanks for getting in touch with us in this particular format, whatever the particular content that we want to send it, that I want that my users should send it to the customers after the call. So that particular content I can put it over here. That will be the fixed content. Okay. Now, so if I just select any of this, okay, like let's say in the subject, I'll just put it as sales pitch, like that. It's just for example. And now I'll just in the CC I can put any of the email ID. So I'll just put it my personal email ID. So I want that whenever any of my any of my users or agents trigger the email, then automatically the email will get forwarded to the particular customer, and at the time of every email, I this email ID should be in the CC. Okay. So now once I do the particular setup, what I can do is I can simply uh, click on save to save it off. So as I can see, if I just scroll it down, at the top right corner, there's a save changes. So once I click on the save changes, I can see that in this particular campaign, in the engagement form section, the send email part has been set up. But from which particular email I want the mail to get triggered, that I need to set it up. So for that, what I need to do is I'll just go to the settings at the left bottom side. Once I go to the settings, I need to go to the uh, preference at the top. Once I go to the preference, I can see at the bottom there's a choose email provided to HTML email setup. At the right hand side, there is an option called uh, select an email provider. So once I click on select an email provider, there are a couple of options. So I can go with Gmail, and over here I can see there's an email option is coming and the password is coming. Okay, so I don't need to put my particular email ID and my password itself. I need to put some different password. So basically, in my particular email ID, I need to set up a password. Okay, like temporary password or the particular password for this particular integration with this NeoDove. So I need to put that. So how to do that setup? So let's say I want my email ID. So whenever my users will uh, trigger the email should go from a particular centralized email ID. So I'll just put that email ID. So I want that every time whenever the users or agents wants to send the email should go from this particular email ID that I've just written it. So in this email ID, I need to do a setup. So for that setup, what I need to do is I'll go to that particular email. I came into my email, and over here, what I need to do is I'll go here at the top right corner. Now I need to click on manage your Google account. Then after that, I need to go to security. In the security section, I need to click on this two-step verification. If it's off, then I need to switch it on. And then I need to click on this. Then I need to put my password, whatever the password I'm having for my email ID. Click on next. Then as I can see the two-step verification is on. Then I can see there's an option passkeys and security keys. So what I'll do is I'll just click on add a security key. Just a second. Yeah. So now over here I can see that app password is there. App passwords, two app passwords. So I need to click on this two app passwords. So once I click on this app passwords, over here I can see already NeoDove has been created. Okay. So I'll delete it off and I'll again try to newly generate the password for only NeoDove itself. Okay. So I'll just type it of NeoDove and I'll click on create. Once it's been created, I can see for only NeoDove, this is a particular password, a temporary password, or only like specific password has been created. So what I need to do is I'll just copy it. Done. I'll go to NeoDove. I'll put it as a password here. And then what I need to do is I'll just at the top right corner, I'll click on save changes. Now my particular HTML setup is been done with my if this my centralized email ID and the temporary password or the specific password for this email ID for only NeoDove has been created and has been set up. So whenever my users from that particular campaign calls the customer and try to send the email will automatically go from this email ID and keeping the CC, keeping that particular email ID in CC and that particular content whatever I have selected, or I can just edit it off later on as well. So this is how the HTML email setup or the email send email setup in a engagement form can be set up. So thank you very much.